Good evening and welcome to the Town of Hollis Planning Board meeting for Wednesday, July 22nd, 2026. I'll now call this meeting to order by taking a roll call from my right.
Tom Witkowski.
Heather Sullivan.
Brett Markey.
Butch Gannett.
And we also have Greg McPherson on Zoom. I will mention that our secretary is not with us tonight, and she will be reviewing the YouTube recording of the meeting and will provide us with meeting minutes based on the YouTube recording. So if we'd like to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Great. Well, we'll get started. These mid-July meetings can be
Burners.
Yes, definitely. So we do have a couple of pieces of correspondence to review. We have our standard letter from Saco River Corridor Commission. I did note that of the multiple pages that we have here, only one item is actually in Hollis, and that is a permit that, actually an application for a permit for an after-the-fact amendment that's adding features at a home in the Saco River Corridor. It looks as though they will be heard at tonight's meeting of the Saco River Corridor Commission, which is being held in Porter. And then we also have a letter indicating that a permit was approved in Hollis to construct a second-story deck and stairs at a residence in the Saco River Corridor Commission. And I believe these two are the same one, 187. Oh, and then there is an application that was tabled in June. That is, I think it was tabled I think this is the second tabling I've seen of this one, but it is an after-the-fact permit for construction of a dock, 2 sheds, 2 tarp sheds, a skateboard ramp, and a set of infiltration steps. So we will await the Saco River Corridor Commission's decisions on those items. And again, they only come up through planning board if it's something that by nature it would require planning board approval. So if it was a subdivision, if it was a conditional use, a change to conditional use, or at this point, I think 2 or more, although I'm not sure we could even legally do, 3. 3 or more dwelling units in one location, not including ADUs. But I'm not even sure that we could, even though our ordinance still says it. I believe that the state law changed, and we cannot review anything that is less than 4.
I looked into it a couple weeks ago to try to get just an update and a summary from the state of Maine, and from what I understand is that Hollis goes into effect in July of 27.
We have to have our ordinance updated by then.
We do have to have our ordinance, but from what I understand,
it's not effective until then.
That's what I understand.
Okay, great. So that is Saco River Corridor Commission. Does anyone have anything they want to add? I believe that is the only correspondence that we received. Moving on to the review of meeting minutes from June 24th, 2026.
I move their acceptance as presented.
I second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll put it to a vote. Tommy?
Yes.
Brett?
Yes.
Yes.
And so the planning board meeting, the meeting minutes for the meeting of June 24th, 2026 have been approved by the board. These will be posted as such. We do have, we do have a couple of items here that our administrative assistant provided to us. relating to the land use planning services policy. I'm not sure what the purpose is of us getting another copy of this. I had already seen this, but basically what it outlines is how SMPDC can support the planning board when we are reviewing applications, and what that would actually look like, what services they offer. And then do we have any departments within the town that would like to provide us with a report? Hearing none, we can turn to old business. We do have on the agenda subdivision review of Talon Estates. I ask if we do not have anyone here in the room, so I ask if there's anyone on Zoom representing the applicant. Hearing none, we will not do any subdivision review of this application while the applicant is not in front of us for us to ask questions. But what I can say is we received a report from civil consultants, so from an engineering firm, on this project. We received this, I think, maybe a little more than a week ago. I do know that it just went to the applicant from the planning board. It just went to the applicant. I do not know if if civil consultants sent a copy themselves, but this is one thing that we will discuss the findings with the applicant the next time they're in front of us. And then I do have an update. SMPDC is also reviewing the subdivision application and site plans. Their review will not be done until about a week before our next meeting on August 12th. So we can arrange to have Talon Estates on the agenda for that next meeting on 8/12. And I will have Ashley make sure to let them know, and also to let them know to review the reports that come in, because I know that I will be referencing the reports
It was quite
in
an
my
extensive
line of
report.
questioning. We've gotten a very extensive report from the engineers. Thank you, civil consultants. That's Jay Stevens. We really appreciate that, and brought up some new items, but also some things that we had heard from some of our residents and also some other folks on that topic. So that covers old business.
Can I ask one question?
Yes,
Heather?
of course.
Will SPDMC, you said, would be reviewing maybe our concerns or the plan in general. Would they be available for questions at the next meeting?
They are not. They did say they will. They are not available to be at the next meeting. So I would suggest that when we get their report, if we have questions, we can present those questions to them before the next meeting, and it maybe get a written response back that we can read.
Okay.
But that's not gonna, they will come to a meeting, just that they can't be here at that
Understood.
particular meeting.
Thank you.
And so that also requires us to have Ashley communicate with the applicant to ensure that the applicant is comfortable continuing to extend the deadline that we have to do the review. If the applicant chooses not to extend the deadline, then it is deemed a denial or did not move forward.
Withdrawal.
So that's it for old business. We have no new business tonight, unless there's something that Greg on the phone or someone in the room would like to bring up to discuss.
I have nothing.
Nothing from me.
All right. So plan for next meeting. I think we just discussed it. We anticipate having the planners report back, and we will review that. We will review the engineer's report and anything new that the applicant brings to us or delivers to Ashley before or at the meeting. do want to note that I do plan for us to do a little bit of workshopping after, now that our meeting's going to end in about 13 minutes total, that I would like to discuss the potential ordinance changes and particularly the state laws. I do want to get on top of the state law pieces. So we'll try to move that forward a little bit so that we make best use of SMPDC resources going forward. But for that, I will accept a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. And we are adjourned. To stay on the Zoom? Is that even possible?
I don't think they can.
I don't know. No. Workshop?